Hey there, today we're going to talk about some of my favorite mindset secrets for you because these are the things that can keep you going when it gets hard, when it gets rough, when it gets tough. And they're kind of essential to master along the way. So I hope you enjoy these as much as I did coming up with them. And let's jump in. Let's get to it.
Welcome to the Course Creators HQ podcast, helping you navigate the latest techniques for creating and marketing online courses. And now, here is your host, Julie Hood.
Hey there. All right. We are in episode 242 of the Course Creators HQ podcast. And I'm so excited to have you with me today because I think this is one of those like hidden value podcast episodes to where if you can get these things mastered, you'll be amazed at how much you can accomplish and how much easier it is to do all the things that you have to do in order to be successful. So first off though, if you're not on my newsletter list, I hope you will jump in. I've been doing some thinking and planning about the fall. We've kind of taken a break a bit over the summer and had a lot fewer messages, but something about the fall and school starting just gets me so excited to be talking about courses and new ways that we can work together and ways that we can connect. So if you are not on the newsletter list yet, I'll put a link in the show notes up at the top so you can jump in and get the free course about finding your profitable course idea. So I hope you'll come join us for that and grab the email newsletter list so that you can get all the good stuff that we've got coming up. But let's jump in. Hey, these 6 things that I was brainstorming for you today and thinking about what do I wish someone had told me at the beginning when I got started. These are all things I wish I'd had someone say, hey, by the way, you may need to know this as you're going. So the first secret is to remember your why. And if you don't know yet why you would be helping someone, you want to figure this out as quickly as you can and here's what happens. Because when things get a little more challenging or a little more difficult, if you can step back and go, oh yeah, this is why I'm doing this. This is the point. It kind of melts away some of that resistance. So my big why after helping from our family side of things, from the course creator side of things, is I know that if I can help you get your courses out into the world, it is more likely that all of your students will improve their lives. So that ripple effect of course creators is what I'm going for, and making your life easier, faster, hopefully. That's what you can absorb as we're talking on this podcast or if we're working together. I want to make it easier and faster for you. So that's my why. Think about what your why is. And in general, I hear some people say it shouldn't just be about the money and how much money or making money and that kind of thing. And I agree with them. It can't just be that, but I will say that is also part of it. If we're going to put in our time and our effort, you want it to not only make the world a better place, but I want it to make me money too. So I remember I had a mentor very early on who said that was one of her main motivations was money, and she was unapologetic about it, and I always thought that was so interesting and surprising at the time. So anyway, maybe it's part of what motivates you, maybe it's not. But figuring out what your why is, will help you through the challenging parts. Number 2 is to do hard things. And I'm trying to remember, I think I first heard this one from Amy Porterfield, but it just makes so much sense as you're trying to learn this new skill of online marketing and figuring out how to find your students. You're going to come across so many things that just feel hard and impossible and obstacles, and you don't have a boss to go talk to and say, hey, how do I figure this out? You have to get help elsewhere or help yourself. So be ready to do some of those hard things and know that you can figure it out and you can do it. Number 3 is that I want you to keep taking action and being resilient. And what I mean by this is if something doesn't work, don't just stop and let it take you out of the game. Keep going, keep trying things. I had a client earlier this year, didn't have good sales on the launch that she did. And so we started playing with things and trying out some stuff and completely redid her sales letter and it was actually in a way that she wasn't excited about. She's like, I don't like this. And I said, well, can we just try it? Because if it doesn't work, then that's what happened before with the other sales page that you did like. So we're not any worse off, but maybe it will work. And she did get more sales with the different sales letter. But there were a lot of things that we changed. But the big lesson there was that she was willing to keep going, number 1, and then number 2, willing to change things up and tweak and change them. So, which is sort of a number 4, which is to be ready for these challenges and be willing and not stuck in what you've done before. Be willing to tweak things, change things, do them in a different way, get some more ideas and try them. And because sometimes, and this hasn't happened a lot recently, but in the past, I used to get a hold of people who were like, hey, I've done this before. It didn't work. And typically when they had that thought, there was something wrong in the execution as opposed to the tactic or the strategy not working. So be willing to tweak things and change things and try it a little bit different and redo your sales letter or redo your messaging and see if something else will resonate better. So that's number 4, which is to be ready for those challenges that are going to be coming your way. And I was listening to a podcast today. I think it was James Wedmore, and he was talking about how entrepreneurship is just challenges and obstacles, and you have to be willing to jump in and keep tackling them. And he's right. So I wish somebody had told me at the beginning, because I used to think, well, if I just study hard enough, if I study entrepreneurship enough, then I can prevent all the challenges and the obstacles. And unfortunately, it does not work that way. So just be ready for them and tackle them and jump over them like a hurdler on the track team and just keep going. So that's number 4. Number 5 is understand that you're going to have to introduce your prospective students and give them lots of exposure to how you can help and what you are offering. And so this means when you're doing a sales message, 1 email or 2 emails is not going to be enough. This means that you have to keep talking about what you're doing. You have to reword it and rephrase it in 1,000 different ways and keep talking about it and keep talking about it and keep talking about it to the point where you will probably get way more bored with it before any of your audience does. But that's okay, because you never know which of those angles, which of those perspectives are going to jump out at someone and make them go, oh yeah, this is exactly what I needed to hear. This is the time for me to jump in. So lots of exposure to your prospective students. And number 6, our last one for today, is you really do have to find your own way to a few things. So you have to find your own way to build your email list, that one you've got to put high priority on. And I'm not going to tell you there's one best way to build an email list. There's lots of ways to do it, and you have to find the way that fits with the way you want to run your business. So find your way to build your email list. Find your way to connect with your students. So this is becoming more and more essential as the AI world is starting to take over the ways that you can help your students and really connect with them. So you're helping them implement, or you're helping them stay accountable to what they want to do. You're helping them when they run into challenges. You're there to answer questions when they get stuck. You're their partner along the way. That is becoming more and more essential as AI takes off, and the information side can be somewhat obtained. What can't be obtained is, number one, your unique stories. And then number two, the way that you help your students get finished. So keep those things in mind as you're moving forward. So find your way to connect with your students. And then the last one is find your way to experiment and have fun, because this isn't supposed to all be work and drudgery. It's supposed to be fun, to be able to try new things, test new things, jump into something new. And after being at this for over 20 years now, I have noticed how the marketing world in particular tends to have these up and down shifts. So you'll do something for a while, it'll work really, really well. It'll be a positive place for you to be hanging out, for you to be playing. And then something shifts and it loses a little of its luster and starts to maybe not be as good. So you kind of have to be willing to experiment and try some of the new things, and just with the understanding, like some of the newer things, they may take off or they may not. So that's why we have our standalone, our email list is always there to keep us going forward, to keep us connecting. And then we're experimenting with all of the new things that are out there. And you never know which ones are going to work for you and work for your audience. And so you just experiment and try a few things. So finding that good balance between always building your email list and experimenting is also essential. So, oh my goodness, so much in this episode. Let me recap these for you so that you can remember them. Number one, remember your why. Number two, do hard things. Number three, keep taking action and be resilient, even if you aren't getting the results right away. Number four, be ready for the challenges because they're going to come at you. It's part of being an entrepreneur. Number five, provide lots of exposure to your prospective students so they can hear about your stuff over and over again in a lot of different ways. Number six, then, is to find your way to build your list, to connect with your students, and to keep experimenting. So I hope this was a fun episode. I hope I got some ideas for you. I hope there's at least one thing that when you've got that day where you're like, oh, I just don't feel like doing this. Hopefully one of these things will jump out and inspire you to keep going and keep motivated and do it anyway. So thanks so much for being here. Thanks for listening and following and subscribing and sharing the podcast. I really, really do appreciate it. The way that we keep things going is that we're constantly on looking for new folks and keeping up with the old folks. So it's a good balance. So can't be done without your help. So I so appreciate you. Have a wonderful, wonderful week and keep going, keep going, keep going. We need your wisdom and your brilliance out into the world. Take care, and I'll talk to you next week.